Hey Pisces, happy December. How are you doing? We're going to gather right now and do a soul guidance reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is also if you just have Pisces predominantly in your chart, or if you're intuitively drawn to be here, the message will be for you as well. We've got a lot of intuitive souls here. So I know that as you're moving on your journey, certain things come into your path that feel relevant. And so this may be you as well, whether you have Pisces in your sun, moon, rising or not. Yes, I want to invite you to subscribe to my newsletter. It's on my site, groundeddreamers.com. I've got stuff planned for the coming year, and I'd love you to be involved in that and not really miss out on what we've got going. Let's see what else. Help me keep this channel going, like and subscribe and do all that stuff. It's part of the experience here on YouTube is to keep gaining momentum. So we're hoping that we can do that as grounded dreamers as well. So typically with this soul guidance reading, I will pull one oracle card, and then we take guidance from the Zen Tarot deck. That is my favorite deck that I use. I'm not a predictive reader. I am intuitive. We talk about what's going on, like an aspect of yourself or feelings or things that are arising from within, and come up with possible potential directions in which to move forward. And the oracle card that we're pulling for you is coming from this deck now, Goddess Dream Oracle. Beautiful deck. And Pisces, the card that I pulled for you is awareness. This is you, right? This is your, it's if you see there's a fox there in the imagery, a couple of foxes. This is like the lead, fox animal, but then the human has taken on a fox likeness as well. So we have your ability to use your intuition, to use your heart, follow your heart, and your intuition and the energy and the vibrations that are around you. This is more relevant for you now than to use your logic and your mindsets and make sure that everything is in order in a logical intellectual way. Instead, we're rising above that a little here, Pisces, and tapping into your other skills, which as the sign you are and your planet, you're very much tuned in to those outer realms, those vibrations that are going on. So it's a good time to brush those skills up for you. Okay, now we have, this is the Zen spread that I pulled for you. This is called the tree. We have the trunk here and the center of the tree going up through the top branches, and then two sets of branches here. We start here on this lower set. We move down to the trunk, take root. This is like the key to getting you to an elevated perspective. And then we get to read and see what's going on up here as we elevate our consciousness. Okay, your starting point, Pisces, is the Lovers. This is your heart space. This is following your heart, making sure that you move with compassion, and most especially self-compassion here as you travel through the coming days. This could be something that's relevant right now for you, and it also could be something that's coming up or something that you just experienced. We don't really do timelines. Time energy does not really lock itself into timelines. So this is just in general, and this is just obviously a general reading anyway, but your sense of heart, your sense of following your heart, knowing that your gut, your instinct is usually on track. This is the starting point. It's really great to be coupled with this card of awareness. This is like your full awareness rather than just your logical mental knowledge, right? This is all of the things you feel and sense and just know through your intuition and your heart. So I love this. This is your sort of validation to trust that instinct. Okay. Internally and within you, and an energy that supports this heart-led existence is the rebel. So this is you within you, knowing that your way of seeing things, your way of feeling, your way of approaching certain situations is the correct way for you, right? This is your inner being kind of saying, your wild inner being kind of saying, yeah, I got this. The way I see it and the way I want to approach it is correct for me. Now, we don't want this energy to overcome too much as far as when you're interacting with others and exchanging, information or ideas with other people around you. We don't want that to be overpowering. This is your inner knowledge, the space within you that knows your own guide, like your own intuition, your own sense of where to go, not overpowering and telling others, this is the right way, this is the only way, right? It's for you. This is the right way for you, however that is. So let's just say you come upon a situation that is a little bit, I don't know, sudden and has you leaves you feeling unsure and uncertain. This is what we're talking about here. It's when something comes and maybe someone says, night is day or whatever, like they're so certain that the sky is bright at night, whatever. Then for you within, you could be tapping into what you know to be true. And I'm not talking about the logic. I'm talking about someone else's viewpoint differs from yours. And probably night is day isn't a very good example. Sorry. How about candy is bad? Yeah. And for you, it's like, that little sweetness, that little treat, that little bit at a time, that an abundance of candy probably isn't good for your body, but a little bit at a time, it's good for you. It makes you happy. It makes you feel comforted, right? Sweet tooth, all that stuff. I'm just notorious for using super simplistic examples. So pardon me in that. I don't want to, get too heavy here. This is really just general overview guidance that you can use with any situation, even the deep ones. But you get this. This is your in creating a more open field of awareness for you. You start with what's in your heart and what your inner being knows is right for you. That's kind of all I'm really trying to say. Sorry, I get verbose. Okay, let's do the rest of the spread here. So you've got this starting point, which is great. It's like follow your heart and know yourself. Okay, that's your little formula for moving through things with this higher sense of awareness. In your external world, these cards combined, oh yeah, brings you into a space of being able to letting go of other paradigms, letting go of other people's expectations of how you are going to move through this, through your life and on your life path, right? It's almost like you have captured and have tuned into your relevant path. And so in that, those things that don't line up with that relevant path can fall away, right? And energetically, you can let them go. This is kind of, showing the letting go as if it were like a drop of water on a lily pad, just falling down, just falling away. Then once it hits the water, there's a little ripple effect, and there for a minute, right? There's other things affected or other things that, we may have to let go of our grip and just let it flow away. But that's a beautiful energy for your external being here, because once you've established, I'm following my heart and I'm staying in tune with what's right for me and, you know, what my relevant path is, now I can let go of the things that are the surplus energies that aren't really validating or supporting my relevant path. And this all starts with your opening up your field of awareness, right? Knowing that there's more than just what I see and think. Okay, now we move down to the trunk here, and this is going to be your pivot card, sort of the key to elevating this whole experience and really kind of locking in that ability to utilize your intuition and your heart space to guide you forward in your life. That card here is moment to moment. So I'm going to say, you know, that present moment awareness obviously is important. That's an important thing. But I'm going to also say, take your time with yourself. You know, when things get big in our life and they feel big, like dramatic events or, you know, deep emotions coming through and showing up in your life, we tend to want to solve, rush, plan through it, you know, let's figure out how to go forward, or we end up weighted down by these big events and kind of stuck a little bit, you know, set in place and without being able to really move forward, without being able to utilize our full awareness, because those big things are a little shattering sometimes. And what I would read this card, this moment to moment card, as is take your time. You know, big things happen. We need to process them in whatever way we do. And at some point along that path, find that field of awareness, you know, get quiet, let yourself expand expand the feelers that you have that are, you know, sort of information receivers, as far as, you know, your intuition, your heart, your gut, all those things, you know, where your feet are planted. You can sometimes feel like what the vibrations are around you, you know, in order to proceed forward. So take your time with this shift into that higher awareness. And for whatever reason, I don't really know or believe that every one of you is going through a big, momentous, dramatic event right now, but this is a good practice for when it comes. And it's a good thing to practice this in place, even in the absence of big events, so that you can sort of firm up that inner alignment, you know, that inner being of you that knows to follow your heart. You could firm that up a little bit so that when these things come, they're a little less, they're more fleeting, you know, these big events, because you're okay. You know, within you have the alignment and the awareness and the knowing that you'll move past them just fine. That's, you know, that's it for now. Let's go, let's go on to the next line here. So once we get to, you know, with this card, I love to call it, to say, you know, keep your feet under you. Keep your feet under you. This being is walking, you know, along the river, and he's got these boulders that show up to support him from falling in, but also his eyes are closed. So it's almost like, I will know when the time is to proceed, as long as I continue my deliberate movement. You know, I keep my feet straight under my body, and when it's time to move, I move as one, instead of, you know, running ahead and you know, slipping and falling behind, right? Or moving forward with our upper body, like our mental, like, you know, leaning forward too far to run forward when we don't have a firm footing, right? So this is your guidance to go ahead and take your time, stay firm, you know, stay aligned with that inner being, that rebel within you, that sort of unapologetic version of you that you can carry through in all of your situations. Okay, so now we land here at this sort of elevated perspective, and we got the dream. I like this a lot, typically I will, you know, or at times I will read this card as, you know, that future version of yourself, that dream version of yourself is an illusion. But I'm not going to say that here. I'm going to say this ability to open up your awareness and keep your vibration in tune with the vibration of the universe has you moving solidly with an inner alignment and a steady pace going forward. And that allows you, with that anchoring into your true being, allows you to dream up whatever it is you want to achieve. And because your sign is so powerfully represented by that higher intuition, those higher intuitive abilities, it's like, yeah, once I get myself leveled out and grounded and aware of everything that's in my experience and all the possibilities, I have room to dream. I can move toward that which I want to see come through. You know, the fox, right, has that sort of cunning, has that witty edge to the way they operate. That's like, you know, there's always something brilliant going on with the fox, right? Instinctively, but also outwardly. There's a cunning to it. And I believe that your higher mental acuity is fully positioned to move yourself in creative and sometimes unexpected ways toward your goals. It's a matter of making sure your whole being is grounded and aligned. Okay, now we get to move to the, I'll just leave the camera up here, but the internal card that supports this card of the dream is the courage card. So this is that ability to work with what's there, work with what's around you in order to bring some growth about. And this is an inner awareness of that. So this isn't like bravado courage. It's not like assertion and exertion as far as courage goes. This is more your inner knowing that if I, like that little seed that lives deep in that boulder, was willing to make some changes, was willing to let the water in and let the sunlight in to see where it would take it, right? And your ability to, like we said, with those lower cards that we already read, your ability to align and hold firm with your truest sense of who you are allows for that growth. And because of your intuitive nature, you intrinsically know that when you call out for a dream or when you create a desire in the universe, you innerly, you know, your inner being knows that the universe will begin to put all the pieces into place for you. It will begin to present you with the tools and the ideas and the people and the formula that you will need in order to capture that dream. This is a higher awareness of it. This is not any action that's taking place. This is just a knowing and sort of a developing that dream in its fullness before even taking any action in your real world. So I love that, because you know, once you throw the dream out there, the parts are being assembled, right? The water's coming in to soften your hard shell, the sunlight's shining down so that you can sprout through the cracks, right? So this is a really great card for that inner position, because that knowing, that full awareness, and that full ability to intuitively be guided it's already powerful with you. And in this spread, it's just really being highlighted. So now we move on to the final card in the spread, which is the outcome or the oversight, the overview. And I got going with the flow. This is so now this work has been done, right? I've acknowledged that I'm going to be led by my heart. I'm tuning into my inner being. I'm letting go of the things that don't need to be used anymore in my venture, in my trek forward. And I will stay aligned with my feet fully under me, as I continue to reach higher for a dream. That's like literally, that's why I call my business Grounded Dreamers, because you have this practical, rooted, grounded aspect that can also, that facilitates your ability to reach higher and dream more. Staying practical and grounded at the same time, reaching for all that is you want. And this going with the flow card is a perfect way to cap it off, because it's saying that is your flow, Pisces. That is the flow of your life, will move accordingly as you put all these other pieces into place, being guided fully by your higher awareness, your higher consciousness, and the ability to stay alert as to all the pieces that are needed in order to move forward. Now, all of this whole spread can be applied to a relationship, to any decision that you want to make in your life. If it's a big move, it's a career change, or just even just who you get along with, and what you're wanting to establish as far as your relationships and friendships. But it could also mean for a goal, for something that you want to see come through. And I'm pulling an extra card for you just for some extra guidance. And so yeah, this can be applied in any situation in your life. And with this final bonus card that I pulled for you, it's really making sense that for a lot of you, this is going to mean reaching for a goal. I got aspiration. So combining your ability to use your intuition and all of your senses, all of your awareness beyond only what you see, right? All of it, how you feel, what your intuition says, what the vibrations are around you. Using that, it takes you on your path up that ladder to that next goal, to that dream that you've dreamed up, right? So I love this, Pisces. It's like, let's get the pieces into place and get you moving toward that next phase of your experience, whatever that may be for you, big or small. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to make an attempt to do some 2023 sort of overview readings for everyone. It's a very busy month for me. It's been a very busy season since the fall hit for me in the other parts of my life, and I still want to bring through some guidance if I can for 2023. So don't hold me to it, but it is my intention. Okay. Thanks, you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Love you.